Well, morning, guys. 7:29 in the morning, West Coast time. Still the 6th of March 2004. Nikki Haley dropped out a short time ago. And I wake up.
7:30 a.m.
Yes, it is. So now, we don't know whether or not Trump's going to be congenial, or even nice about taking Nikki Haley's donors and electors, volunteers, and everybody else. He wants absolute loyalty and fealty to it. That's the thing. You show it to him, show it to you, theoretically. But he's got a way of backstabbing people left and right, but he still wants them. And because Nikki Haley didn't get enough votes, she suspended the campaign. There's been some media out there, not to mention the White House, kind of trying to give their condolences as best they can, but not condemning her, not insulting her. And unfortunately, Trump did that. And then he'd hoped that the people working for and supporting Nikki Haley's campaign, that they would join the great MAGA movement, the defeating the enemy. So he's doing this damn shit. He's doing the head game again. He's trying to tell people that he is the great white hope, great white Welsh. No, I'm just reminded of Moby Dick's story, that's all. That was the one that you actually rooted for. You rooted for Ahab or for the whale. And to me, I'm looking at Trump as both. So, if the voters and these supporters of Nikki Haley can see past their noses regarding Trump, they may join his ass. But if they can't stand Trump at all, then they know the other candidate right now is Joe Biden, who's offered the hand automatically out there quickly. Because after the suspension had already been announced, and they will have to hear Biden had his hand out there saying, come on, guys, I'll take you on board. I'm not going to backstab you. I know we have political differences, but let's support the country, let's support the Constitution, let's support democracy. Kind of a positive, upbeating, a little bit of message right there anyway. Only thing is, Biden's trying to keep showing that the Constitution and the way of life that we've had, our country still mutates and still changes because that's how it's structured. Unfortunately, Trump wants to destroy everything. He's made it clear in a lot of his statements throughout the campaigns that he's run. And even though if he won one particular campaign, he was a sore loser. It's still a rigged election. It should have been better. Ah. Well, that's what we're dealing with. I don't know. He's like an overgrown, spoiled brat. So damn out of control. And he thinks nothing can stop his ass. At least still on, Biden is. I'm still fit. Yeah, well, the Navy doctors over at Bethesda said, Biden, you're fine. You're fit. You keep going. So I don't know what the hell their major malfunction is, except to say that, yeah, we got two old farts running. The primary is over for most of us. And now we got to look forward to a long stretch where Trump is going to try to blend, mutate the Republican Party into the Trumplican Party. He's already put in conditions in there. He's already got people in there that support his ass, love his ass, support his ass. Yeah, Trump's somebody. He's God. He's this. He's that. Oh my God. Oh, Lord Almighty, give us strength. Please protect our Constitution. I know I've kept saying it. I've said it so many damn times. Our democracy depends upon voters, and we hope that they'll be educated enough to realize that the candidates that they're getting are either going to support or destroy the Constitution and the United States of America, and be in the payouts of, or shall I say, be in the payola of putting in all those idiots out there, all the other hungry, sorry sons of bitches out there, shall I call them. Autocratic rule, their rule, nothing else matters. And the only way they can keep it up is if they have to continue to buy their support. As long as they got support coming in into the coffers, the autocrats can actually continue to support the military and the police structure and the police state to control the mob. And it all depends if the people still want it that way. If they feel like they're if they are disenfranchised, if they feel empowered enough, maybe there ought to be a way to stop them. But if people are going to be allowing this shit to happen, nope. People don't like the United States because sometimes we actually act like we know what the hell we're doing, and we try to do what we can. Unfortunately, we are dealing with Trumplicans who think like the autocrats. They think democracy is finished. Wait until all their freedoms are curtailed, then what? You have the elite few telling them what the hell they're going to do and what they're going to say. Are they going to rebel? And I'll probably ask them, where the fuck were you decades ago when we needed your asses the most? You were going to be rebelling like this, but you didn't do a damn shit. You didn't protect the democracy, the Constitution, everything else you wanted. But now you've got the autocratic society. Well, fuckers, what are you going to do? Said before, I blame the voters. If they are that ill-equipped, if they are that ill-educated, if they are that unappreciative of the way of life they've got, I know you got these other militia groups out there that think they know the Constitution, but they don't know the Constitution because they don't deal with the Constitution. They deal with their own version of the damn thing. Maybe some of them actually hadn't gone to school or finished it, or even gone to college or anything, or even picked up a book about our government system and understand the damn shit. Maybe they're too damn afraid of everything else changing that they got to use a gun to change everything else, and they think they're defending the Constitution when they just actually brought down the Constitution and the country. I'm a constitutionalist. I'm a First Amendment guy. I like freedom of speech, but I understand there are limitations concerning about that. Not to mention guns. There's limitations on that too. Other people don't like it. They don't like it when we tell them that we have this. Hello. And now Mitch McConnell endorses Trump. Yeah, I just ate breakfast already. I'm going to throw up.
It is actually more than 3 years since Senator McConnell spoke
Figures.
to Donald Trump. At that time, the endowments, Mitch McConnell did in December of 2020 that Joe Biden had won the presidential election, and that prompted Donald Trump to be essentially cut off all ties with the Republican leader. Then in the aftermath of January 6th, Mitch McConnell pointedly blamed Donald Trump for those actions, calling him morally and practically responsible for the events on January 6th. But so they have not had any ties, discussions, and he's not endorsed them up until now, in the aftermath of Nikki Haley stepping aside from the swing race. The Republican leader issuing a statement saying that he will, in fact, endorse Donald Trump for the presidency. I'll read you some of his statement. Well, he said it's become abundantly clear that former President Trump has earned the requisite support of Republican voters to be our nominee, President of the United States. He said it should come as no surprise that as nominee, he will have my support. He goes on to talk about how they work together on issues involving the tax overhaul that passed in Congress, as well as Mitch McConnell's role in ensuring three Trump's Supreme Court justices were confirmed to the bench. He says, I look forward to the opportunity, switching from playing defense against the terrible policy the Biden administration has pursued, to a sustained offense geared towards making a real difference in improving the lives of the American people. So this is, the Republican leader has oftentimes just refused to even say Donald Trump's name for the past several years. We asked him a question about Donald Trump, and said he does not want to talk about the presidential race. Trump, in fact, has leveled attack after attack against Senator McConnell after those comments McConnell made on the Senate floor, and blaming him for January 6th. In fact, Trump leveled a number of racist attacks, too, against his wife, a Taiwanese immigrant, Elaine Chao, who was the cabinet secretary under Donald Trump himself. Chao, of course, stepped aside in the aftermath of January 6th, so they have a very tense relationship, really no relationship whatsoever. But McConnell has indicated for some time that whoever the nominee is of his party, he will fall in line and back the Republican nominee. And that's exactly what he is doing here. Of course, McConnell will not be working with Donald Trump if Trump is elected as president. McConnell's already said he would step aside from a leadership position that he has held for the past 17 years and give way to other potential candidates. And two of those Republicans who are running right now, John Cornyn and John Thune, both of them have endorsed Donald Trump as well. I just caught up with Senator John Thune, number 2 Republican, who wants to take McConnell's job. He downplayed some of his past concerns he had about Donald Trump's viability as a candidate in the suburbs, and doing this for some time. Wolf expressed concerns about how Trump could play in key battleground states, particularly as they try to regain the Senate in the fall. But he downplayed those, rallied behind Donald Trump, said that the unified ticket in the fall really shows how the party establishment now lining up behind Donald Trump in the aftermath of his victory here. Now the presumptive nominee with the support of the Senate Republican leader.
We'll see how that battle for the Senate Republican leadership plays out. Manu Rajan, good reporting as usual.
All right, thank you. Well, joining me now is former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson, a former Republican candidate in this year's presidential.
Yeah, we're gonna get the feedback on the other people. So yeah, Mitch. Backstabbing Mitch. Backstab. He's trying to save his political face. He's trying to save his political job, his ass. Oh, it's the one thing I'm grateful that my therapist and I don't talk about is politics. We only talk about the personal stuff that's affecting me, but anything regarding politics, no, we don't do that one. I just don't do that one. I don't think so. No, I'll talk about other things happening personally, but this kind of crap? No. Oh. This isn't toast. So we are in for it. We are in for it. And I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. You know what scares the hell out of me is the way of life we've got right now. We have gotten too complacent, unfortunately. We think it's going to last forever, and yet we've got this experiment that is dependent upon knowledgeable voters who can understand the process and hopefully continue the process for another century or two, maybe. But at this rate, I kept wondering whether or not if we actually had constitutional moments like this, and how and what the feedback was back then. The only way to have it is actual hard copy letters to read about it. But if we don't have that much, we have to depend upon opinions being posted into papers during those times. These days we have social media that can give instant reaction. both visual cues and audio and text. We can honestly say that we either support or plain out deny the candidate that we don't like. And we can honestly say that this candidate sucks because of all this that we've heard, read, and said. So maybe this candidate is not the right one. Or maybe the candidate is the right one and we're too damn afraid to go for it. And if we are, what kind of changes are they going to do? Are they still going to be supporting defending the Constitution of the United States and also our country as well? Or are they going to say that Putin and others like him have the word that our country is going to be run by them? By remote. There is a bill going through the House and probably passing concerning about the ban on TikTok. If TikTok doesn't change its ways, the access to the American market is going to be shut off. All those people will actually use TikTok. But our federal government is afraid of, maybe that's rightfully, maybe it's not, I don't know, that since the company is owned by a Chinese corporation and has American subsidiaries in the country, would the American subsidiaries of that Chinese company cut off ties to still keep the TikTok platform working? The bill would force a company, even a foreign-based company, because of ideologies and extremisms and what we are afraid of foreign interference in our elections and in brainwashing, which we've already been through anyway. We're afraid of more of the brainwashing for our kids. Well, the kids know better than that. I think the kids are sharper than the old farts. But I've also seen some of the kids who are not so sharp, not so educated, and they still follow Trump, and they still believe in him, and they don't question. And that's what scares the hell out of me. I keep thinking 1930s Germany all over again. The youth wearing matching uniforms and going after people left and right because they're not, they're Germans, but they're other sorts of people not then, other than the Aryan Germans. They're open season. Demonstration of the old fart situation is where I've come across the governor for South Carolina getting through the primary. He's the antithesis of America, and he supports Trump. Holocaust didn't exist. COVID didn't exist. This didn't exist. This didn't exist. There had been denial after denial of certain things that have actually happened, recorded, and it didn't happen. Plain out didn't happen. I wouldn't be surprised if this candidate with the governorship in that place, who needs to get past the general election, would deny slavery. I mean, there have already been states out there trying to do that. Red states out there doing it. And that's terrifying. Denying a hell of a lot of things, including a Holocaust that took out millions of people. Not just Jews, but other people as well. And what Germany could say to the world, yes, it happened. We still have a few isolated people over here to still say otherwise, but we have the proof, we have the records. We admit it, we're sorry. We're sorry it happened on our watch. We're trying not to let it happen again. We have other people trying to, in other countries, trying to continue that denialism. Armenian genocide? That's still going on. Denial of that. And yet argued it didn't happen. You can look at the historical records on it and say, yeah, it happened. But other people say no, because it's full of lies. How is it full of lies? We got it on record. No, that's lies. You didn't see that. It didn't happen. It's like going up to a black person and telling them, you were here on an immigrant visa. Hey man, I was born here. No, you're an immigrant. What? Your ancestors were immigrants to the new land, and they were treated fairly. No, they weren't. They were on plantations. No, we never had the plantations. We never had slavery. We had employment. What about the Civil War? Oh, that didn't happen either. You guys make up all these stories. You guys are a whole bunch of liars anyway. That's still prevalent out there. If I hear from other candidates, if I hear from other people posting it out there and being caught, being recorded saying this kind of crap, that shit's still here in the United States. We have political figures denying slavery. We have political figures denying civil war. We have political figures denying bad things happen. We only had good things happen. This is from local through the federal. Biden's administration didn't do that. Trump did. And anybody else can follow Trump. And I'm not trying to do this QAnon. This is what I've been hearing from different groups left and right, catching people on record. The reason why I like cameras are subjective and objective. In the 21st century, these things are becoming more and more prevalent, with the object in question is the camera. It doesn't matter what happens. If the camera catches you, the camera catches you. Well, we have gotten sophisticated digital technology out there for years, for decades, on how to manipulate photographic images. Photographers have been out there since the 1800s. Our digital crap is getting better and better, but we can still manipulate the images. That's what scares the hell out of me. What if you can't tell reality from created? We worry about artificial intelligence. I worry about human intelligence. Human intelligence are the assholes that keep creating artificial intelligence that manipulates us. See, we're dumb enough for that one, that's for damn sure. If we can make things like Photoshop and other equipment like that, other apps that we can use on our phones, not to mention on our computer systems, we're stupid enough to launch something like Skynet, Terminator crap coming after us. We're stupid enough. We're stupid enough to destroy ourselves. Hell, look at our campaigns that we've been having over the past 20, 30 years. And you tell me, where's our intelligence these days? I'm not just saying if a Democrat wins, then we're doing okay. Even if a Republican wins, if they are actually caring about the country enough. There's always been contention in my book regarding the damn Republicans because they want more money. They want everything for themselves and nothing for the damn people around them. But they use the people around them as like slave and fodder. How about that one? We can't support your asses, but you got to work for your asses here. Now, who's the slavers and who's not? who's running the plantations and who's not, and tell me that they're also denier of the actual Civil War. I'm saying it because I'm seeing it. We have ethnicity out there trying to make a point, trying to tell us what's going on in their own eyesight, in their own viewpoint, in their own observations, what they capture on film, actually on digital, and in text. Try to tell us what's going on. We don't listen. Because we look at the skin color and said, they're dumb. They're not like me. It pisses me off more and more. Growing up as a kid, I saw the racial hatred. I saw the racist going on. I heard it. Point blank. And yeah, rattling as hell. From the individuals and to the politicians. That's why I had to be a little more careful when it came down for my politics. Support the ones I feel in my gut that are worthwhile to support, and the other ones, either combat them or you turn a blind eye to them. This election we've got coming up for the general, this is going to matter to more of how we deal with ourselves, our country, our constitution, and the rest of it. Everyone keeps saying that we should focus on God, because God's going to pull us out of this one. No. He's going to watch. He's going to watch what we're going to be doing. He may guide a few people here and there, but he's not going to be looking for glory that everyone else keeps expecting. Well, one of these here days, when we get into the time, and I mean, I don't know if it happens or not, in my lifetime or not, we get into the rhapsody, we get into the rapture, we get into the revelation, we're getting into the Armageddon, we're getting into something where we are supposedly getting the beings from outside coming into our mortal realm here to scare the living crap out of us. And point the finger at every one of us and says, yo! How are you going to be able to deal with that one? I keep thinking about that one. I run scenarios in my head on this one. Keep asking myself, how are we going to be able to deal with when we actually get angels coming out from the woodworks? Gathering all of us up in different corners or different groups or one large massive group. And then we're going to be screaming to be heard. And I guess all we're going to be hearing, they're going to be hearing from us, is not what we're trying to say. Because they've already been judged. We've already been judged already by the book of life. No, we're trying to get their attention because we think we know better. I'm not going to be selling tickets at this point over here. I'm going to be standing waiting for them to drop the kick. I'm going to wait for the floor to open up. Right underneath me. And the only thing that's coming out of my mouth is God's call, not mine. Because I didn't do enough. I didn't follow my guts and my heart on this one. What I was taught. What I believed in. I didn't fight hard enough for it. I didn't make the changes necessary if there were supposed to be any changes. I didn't do enough. Did I help my human being? Did I help even a fellow creature? I'm in a constant bug war. That's probably a no right there. I'm dealing with my dog. Is it a coin toss or not? Sometimes the bugs I see all around, some people like to squish them. I'm like, get away. Most of the time they're like, it's great. I don't like to squish these bastards. I don't like living with them either. But I gotta deal with it. So this is the kind of stuff we're dealing with in our world. We're dealing with this right now on a constant basis. how we're gonna get through it.